again. I forgot I left. Okay. Yeah, so we're back again. Third introduction. I'm Ryan Ford, and again, I'm running Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. 100%, no wrong warp, not out of bounds. And to reiterate yet again, if you want to get your donations in, to choose what color tunic that I'm going to use after I beat the color dungeon. Your choices are between red tunic and blue tunic as a reward, since I need to get either one for 100% completion. So yeah, yet again, moving to the beach. I'll be yeah, just making the way down to the beach. So I want to. The only trick that I'm gonna do is trying to collect the sword a little early to save a small amount of time. So by walking across the water, this is the easier method, to walk across the shoreline while holding the shield out and moving forward. When the owl starts to fly away, I'll end up grabbing the sword just a little bit early. This one will be record. I hope so. Alright, so rupee duplication. So yeah, I'm gonna try and make Link touch whenever a rupee drops from these enemies, then I'm gonna try and make Link touch the rupee and have his shield touch the rupee on the same frame to collect it twice. I got one successfully, but I missed the other two. Or three, no. So yeah, want to get as close to 10 rupees as I can before I start cutting the grass. So killing the enemies on the beach, they each have a 50% chance to drop a rupee, which is good for duplication. And we do kill 10 enemies on the beach, so I think it's about equal odds, roughly. Now, since I didn't get 10 rupees on the beach, I'm going to try and farm the grass here. Each grass tile I cut has a 1 in 16 chance to drop a rupee. And I cut about, what, 8 tiles per spin slash, so not too bad odds. Definitely look away from the screen now until I tell you if you have eye sensitivity. So yeah, flashing lights warnings. Because yeah, after stealing from the shop, when you come back, then you automatically take a death. You can look now, if need be. And yeah, so now that I collected 10 rupees, I'm kind of buying the bombs. Save and quitting on the same... Oh no, I failed that steal. Save and quitting on the same frame. Or the frame after I confirmed buying the bombs. So it puts the bombs in the inventory, but it doesn't count down the rupees though. So now we're entering this trendy game here. Just trying to get powder early, which is what I'm going to actually spend the 10 rupees on. So with a not so precise timing, me grabbing the powder. We don't need that Yoshi doll, even though it is part of like a important trade sequence normally, but we'll be skipping a lot of that since this is not a glitchless speedrun. So now, yeah, you see me collecting these seashells because I need 20 of them to get the level 2 sword. Because 100% completion means I need to get all the every permanent item that gets put in the inventory and all the upgrades for them. So you get magic powder upgrade, bombs upgrade, arrow upgrade for the bow. Level 2 sword, I'm gonna upgrade my tunic, and what else do I get? All heart pieces. Oh, all pictures, because this is Link's Awakening DX. There is like a special pictures feature as well, which get into it a bit. Actually, stealing did give one picture. I actually never knew that until kind of recently, honestly. So there I did what's called a bomb trigger to change Terran back to normal. Normally you use the magic powder and there's like a cutscene that plays as he's turning back to normal, but if you can get a bomb, 2 bombs on the same screen, which is normally not intended, the game kind of freaks out and it plays any cutscenes, if there are any, on that screen. So that's what turned Terran back to normal. So I did a frame perfect drop like at the edge of the screen transition right before it, so I was able to do the bomb trigger. Since I didn't need to buffer it, it was actually a frame perfect trick, so that's good. Surprisingly, you didn't get hit by anything in that room. Oh no! Failed the easy part after. So you can kind of pit walk diagonally across there. Yeah, so pretty much going to be heading towards the section where we get the dungeon item, which is the Rock's Feather. It's probably like the most broken item in this category, which first I'm going to bump this guy into the hole. Yeah, probably the most broken item in this category. There's a ton of crazy things we'll be able to do, and also you can also move faster going diagonally, because actually walking in a straight line is a little bit faster than diagonal walking. So I gotta try not to die here. Alright, cool. If I got hit by that hard hat when having to wait to press that switch, then you'd probably knock me into the pit, and the hard hat does 1 heart of damage, and the pit does half a heart, so I would have died there. Fortunately, since we do save and quit a lot, then yeah, there's this game is fairly marathon safe for most categories. So there, one of the broken parts of having the feather is the super jump. So any walls that have a ledge on them, so almost all dungeon walls have ledges. If you clip inside of a wall, which if you walk into like the corner of a wall, you can clip by up to 3 pixels. And if you're at least 1 pixel clipped into the wall, then you can super jump over. When you jump, if you're facing away from the wall, then you can super jump. So that's why I had to shoot an arrow, or you can slash your sword to make Link face away from the wall. There are other tricks you can do to not have to turn yourself around, but it's the more simple ones. So yeah, made pretty quick work of Moldorm. Actually, he's unironically the hardest boss in this run. Though he did look fairly easy there. His movement is just so random and like erratic, so it's hard to get behind him, and he can knock you into the pits. And you can hug walls and make it really hard to hit him, and like tons of stuff. I saw a red or bust, so gotta get the donations in for that bid work. Alright, so here are these kids. You can actually, in version 1.0 of the game, you can actually skip all of their text by pressing B. Because normally they give you over a dozen text boxes with them like stuttering, trying to explain the situation. And then they're like, oh, well, you should go see for yourself afterwards. But yeah, you can just press B and skip all that in 1.0. Also, version 1.0 is the only version where you can do bomb triggers and super jumping as well. So in English or Japanese in 1.0. But I am playing on Japanese because it saves a lot of time for like text compared to English. Like, I think it's like more than 5 minutes for text difference. Alright, trying to damage boost there. Oh, I messed up. So yeah, even though I need 100% completion, I do skip that heart piece for now because it is a frame factor to grab it on the way back. Because when Link grabs items, he can get pushed a pixel downwards. So normally call that one the heart piece of shame, because in other categories we usually skip getting that heart piece the same way that I did. And then we would skip it on the way back after. So, went to the photo booth, because part of 100% in this game we need all the pictures as well. So we get one from that mouse. And it's really bad if you forget to get it, because after I complete this Moblin Cave here, you wouldn't be able to go back until we return a certain friend that we're going to get from here. So King Moblin does have a bit of RNG, because how long he takes to start charging at you, and the number of arrows he shoots, and how long he takes to shoot an arrow is random. So he has 8 health, spin slashes do 2 damage, and normal slashes do 1 damage. So you can kill him in 2 cycles with like 1 spin slash and then like 3 regular hits, and then... So yeah, you can do like 5 and 3 damage, or 4 and 4, which I just did. Or 3 and 5, either or. So we do what's called flock clipping here, where if you can make a text box appear while you're clipped into a corner, then as the text box is coming up, it also pushes Link a little bit to whichever side that you're holding. So that one's saying that I don't have like strength to lift that rock, and that you probably can't lift it with your bare hands. So because of that, I can clip instead of going all the way around the swamp. Alright, and here is small key. You need to grab this powder. It's actually very important for completing this category. So I gotta make sure not to skip it. And yeah, since I'm not really intended to have the bow this early in the game, because it costs like 980 rupees, and I think they don't really expect you to steal it, then yeah, this the arrows is really strong, and it kills like, as you saw the first mini boss in Dungeon 1, I killed like with 2 arrows. And I killed this one with 2 arrows. But yeah, the arrow routing is pretty tight for this category until we get the arrow upgrade. But yeah, I'm gonna try not to like miss too many shots too often for a while. So doing Ghost Skip here by normally you're supposed to light the torches to scare off the boos there, but if you lure them to the corner and shoot them with arrows, you can push them off screen, or you can use your sword to also achieve the same result. Using the sword is a little slower though, but it's good if you like miss shots with arrows. You can like, and wasted too many arrows, you can save an arrow by using your sword as a backup. So the Nightmare Key room, I killed the enemies in a specific order, otherwise the chest wouldn't appear for the Nightmare Key. Which, if you played this game casually, I'm sure that y'all know. Yeah, you kill the Pulse Voice first, the bunny, then the Keese, which is the bat, and then the Stallfos after. So, you can weigh down that platform if you're holding a bomb in your hand instead of grabbing the pot on the bottom, which is normally intended. But, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, because it just checks if Link is holding something, so you can actually use your bomb, because it's a little faster than walking over to pick up the pot. Walking over and picking up the pot. So now I'm gonna cheese this boss with clipping into the wall yet again. And if you throw him to the left while clipped into the wall, it instantly breaks his pot instead of needing to do 3 cycles there for that fight. And afterwards, then yeah, I placed a bomb like above him to push him down towards me, and then I shot a bomb arrow after it exploded so that I could kill him without having him, because every time you hit him, he normally teleports around the room, but if you hit him fast enough, you can just unlock him and kill him. Because when he teleports around the room, he's like invulnerable for a bit of time, so it wastes time. And also, killing him the way I did, he's closer to the door, so you have less travel time to walk over. And you do have to use a bomb arrow specifically because you can't have 2 bombs on the screen normally, so... And dropping a bomb normally would take too long to detonate, so that's why I just shoot the bomb arrow into the wall to instantly blow it up after the first hit. So here's Mad Batter. I'm going to issue another flashing lights warning real quick. So you should look away until I tell you. The first choice I'm going to say no, because he's asking to upgrade my powder capacity. It is a run killer if I say yes, so gotta make sure to say no. Then he asks to upgrade bombs, which is the one I want. So this is really important because it doubles the amount of bombs it can hold, which max was 30 before, and now it's doubled to 60. Oh no, I didn't mean to grab that acorn. And then, yeah, max is 60, but it also refills your bombs, which is huge because we use bombs a ton in this run. It's really important. So yeah, I guess that thing I picked up, I should explain what that is. Guardian Acorn. So if you kill 12 enemies without taking a hit, a Guardian Acorn will drop. It just doubles your defense up until you change submaps, or until after you get hit 3 times. So you never want to pick up a Guardian Acorn because it's pretty slow and doesn't really benefit you in any way. Well, that ties into the next thing. I will be trying to get a piece of power in the next dungeon. Because... Oh yeah, because your kill counter resets after you save and quit, or if you die. So... And I've been using save and quits a ton to, like, save warp. And, piece of power, so if you get 30 kills without save and quitting or dying, then you'll get a piece of power drop, which increases Link's movement speed by 25% and doubles his damage output as well. So it does save time in Dungeon 3 to get it, because there's a lot of enemies that you kill on the way. So I went into that phone booth to set up my save point, which, since if you're changing submaps, aside from 2D sections, then, when you save and quit and then load your save file, you'll end up in that spot, so using that as an advantageous save warp. Oh, also, I assume there's an exclamation point donate command, so y'all should donate if need be. And yeah, so got the Richard picture, what we call it. And now the Seashell Mansion. Ideally, if I didn't forget anything, then I should have 5 seashells. And if you have exactly 5 and then exactly 10 later on, then you do get 1 bonus seashell as a prize. So I skipped the text by save and quitting on the same frame that the bonus seashell, the present, dropped on me there. Now another trick coming up called Villa Skip. Oh no. So I'm going to be trying to pause on the same frame that I fall into the pit. Alright, 2 buffer, that's really good. So unfortunately you can buffer it by pausing and unpausing every frame, and then just holding pause as you unpause. It advances the game 1 frame at a time, so you can easily get the timing you need. Though it does cost 2 seconds per extra pause that you need to take. And it's frame rule dependent when Link will fall into the pit, so you never know when exactly he's going to fall, so it is random. Sometimes you can, like, have your run get killed because it takes, like, 20 pauses to fall into the pit. So yeah, pausing cancels your fall into the pit, and it also pushes Link downwards a few pixels. And there is, like, actually a tile you can stand on normally down there, so that's why it's not out of bounds, and why it's allowed in this category. And then afterwards they got zipped downwards, because there was no solid tile for Link to stand on, so it pushed him down until there was an available tile for him to stand on. Oops. Alright, next trick is Jesus Jumps. So, similar with the pit buffer, you can also prevent yourself from drowning if you pause on the same frame that you're supposed to drown. So the frame that I land on the water, I pause. And it makes Link rounded for that frame, so you can transition on screens, and you can also jump out of water, too. Or jump on water. And because of that, you can get that seashell early without needing flippers. There's Dungeon 3. It's gonna be a lot of killing enemies here. Because, yeah, again, about the piece of power drop that I talked about. Gonna be trying to kill, like, specific route of enemies to get a drop. Also, if that Guardian Acorn drops, that doesn't count towards the piece of power kill count. But I think I killed, like, 1 more enemy than normal in the overworld, because usually you need to kill about 4 or 5 enemies to do the proper routing. Alright, so Piece of Power should drop when I kill this group. There it is. Oh, and I forgot, that key that dropped on top of me, that's also frame rule dependent. It's like RNG. Oh no. The game checks every other frame if Link is in contact with something, so he can collect the key or not. And there I just did a Dodongo skip, which I super jumped off the wall and then clinked off of the Dodongo with a spin slash. And with that I was able to get over that key block. If you do it too slow, you can actually soft lock and get stuck inside those blocks. But what you can do is... yeah, you can just save and quit to start back at the start of the dungeon. It does lose like probably half a minute or so if you make that mistake, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. Ugh, I keep missing my super jump though, so I've had 2 fails on the trick. 3 fails. Which probably loses about 5 seconds per fail. Oh my lord, I don't know what's happening. Alright, there you go. Alright, so I had to do the Dodongo skip again, because, oh, that's unlucky. We skipped getting a lot of the keys in this dungeon, even though it's called Key Cavern. So the gimmick is to get enough keys to, open the doors from the center. That center ring of 4 locks, but we skipped 2 of the locks by being able to do the Dodongo skip. And then a flock clip at the end from not having any keys left. Oh goodness. Alright, there you go. Slime Eye. So you gotta split them up. And then what I do is bonk off the wall so that the first one doesn't stun me. And just hold my sword out to kill him. Since I had Piece of Power, it was doing like way more damage than normal. So, excuse me. So, able to kill him a little bit faster with Piece of Power, too. But what does happen sometimes, if you saw I slashed him like 3 times at the start, his eye wasn't splitting up. That is kind of a problem that happens with Piece of Power sometimes. So, sometimes you get really unlucky with the frame rules. So, you can be a jerk and waste some time because of that. Alright, and now this segment is mostly just like mid-game cleanup. Gonna be collecting like seashells, pictures, mostly stuff like that, heart pieces, before getting to Dungeon 4. So I forgot, this game with boots is pretty unique, because I think it's the only Zelda game where you can, oh, whoops. Yeah, I think this is the only Zelda game where you can use, where you can move while charging the boots together. So it does make for neat routing for like cutting corners before fully charging boots and stuff like that. Alright, and I'm gonna skip this cutscene by advancing the game by 2 frames after confirming a trade. So you need to trade the stick to get this honeycomb, which I never got the stick because I skipped the entirety of Candlelit Castle from doing the Villa skip, which is where I got the slime key. Because normally you need to go to Candlelit Castle to get 5 golden leaves, which you need for Richard to open his villa. But we did the villa skip and entered the villa from the backside and just dug up the key for Dungeon 3. So that saves a ton of time in this category, rather than doing Candlelit Castle normally. And usually you get a stick, which is part of the trade sequence from it, but if you beat Dungeon 3, then the game just kind of assumes that you have the stick. So I was able to trade it for that honeycomb. Alright, and so confirmed I did have 10 rupees, so I got the 11th rupee as a bonus. Occasionally people forget, like, one of the seashells, so it's like, pretty easy to kill a run because of that. Alright, and seashells. Collecting more of them. Let's I'm gonna clip into this wall to try and avoid getting hit by this guy. Yep. And now, what am I doing? Oh, I'm going to Animal Village to do another part of the trade sequence. So we need to trade this honeycomb to this bear for a pineapple. The importance of the pineapple is that we need Marin to follow us around, and she'll be waiting at the beach. She only spawns at the beach if you trade for that pineapple. So you do that trade and then go back to Mabe Village. So I'm going to take this work to do so. So yeah, normally you wouldn't do this in other categories, but for 100% we do need Marin for a couple of pictures. So first we can go to the Dream Shrine, which is where we get the Ocarina. I'm going to skip pretty much the whole Dream Shrine by super jumping over this corner. I'm going to do what's called a naked super jump. By jumping while facing forward and then moving after jumping. So I just super jumped over the wall and caught the Ocarina from there instead of going all the way around. What am I doing here? I forgot the menu for a moment. Alright, so now the mini game. Going to be fishing. So need this for a heart piece pretty much. Fortunately in this game, fishing is not random. So the easiest strat is to let that first fish on top get away so he doesn't get in your way. And then cast the line over here. Just need to grab this big fish down here. And if I'm on route, I should get a new heart as well. Yep. So it's also convenient because whenever you get 4 heart pieces and you make a new heart container, then you get a text, extra text saying that you made a new heart. So in the fishing minigame, if you make the new heart, it actually skips that text. So it saves a little bit of time with the routing too. Alright, so it's cutscene with Bow Wow. Need to take a picture. Finally returned the good boy home. And the cutscene is actually RNG, because Bow Wow can take a different length of time to clink into Link to let the next text or scene play. So you can like save or lose like about 2 seconds, I think. And it's just random. So grabbed another picture, and you grab a kind of low-key seashell over here by bonking this tree. We need to bonk it from the side or the back, because if you bonk it from the top, the seashell actually won't come out. And now moving to the beach for my hot date with Marin. So she'll be waiting. Oops. And oh, I guess I'm gonna touch the water. So yeah, this is just a lot of text mashing here. So if there's any donations you want to read out, definitely can go ahead. Also, exclamation point donate if y'all want to support. It's a really good cause as well. TLDEF. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure to say yes there so she doesn't repeat. And save and quit here, now that I've collected Marin. Link holds her over his head, proudly. So now I'm gonna grab this picture. So you have to actually not move when I drop down here, so that Marin will actually fall on top of Link to trigger this picture. Now I'm gonna hold up and left, then up and right to get out of the stairs. Would you like to hear my story again? Yes, no. Lacey's not like the owl that has it backwards sometimes. Do people saying that in a real life after 20-minute long content? I know, right? Then they just repeat their whole, like, their life story. So yeah, that picture is a really low-key one. Like, I don't know if people actually, like, ever got that one, because once you don't have Marin with you anymore, you can't get that picture too, so it's a weird one. And now for the weathercock picture. Say sure, they just repeat word by word with this. I think the worst one that I got bamboozled by was Earthbound, when Buzz is dying near the beginning. I remember I had him repeat it like 3 times by accident because I wasn't paying attention. I was like, oh my god. Like 3 extra times. I can imagine. Alright, here's a bomb trigger. So in this category, even though you actually have Marin, you can... normally you can just walk up to the walrus and she'll, sing to, wake him up. But it's a little bit faster to just bomb trigger, because, Marin is at the edge of the screen already, so... At the end of this cutscene, she'll walk off the screen faster. So you don't have to wait for that. And do need to equip bombs anyway to blow up this wall. Now I'm gonna be doing yet another bomb trigger. Jump to this transition and then buffer to collect this heart piece that's out in the open. And now I'm gonna make my way to the desert. Oh, there's a link for your TLDEF. There you go. Definitely take a look. Alright, you sacrifice 2 arrows to the soft serve machine of doom, the god of the desert, to get a key for some reason. I have no idea why shooting 2 arrows gives a key, but it happens. There was definitely no mini-boss there that I killed with 2 arrows. So yeah, if anyone's played A Link to the Past, Landmola is quite a nightmare to fight, and yeah, you can just like kill him before he even appears in this game. Yeah, so this category, unfortunately, after getting the angler key, we need to talk to the owl here. It is what it is. And now I'm going to be making my way to Marin, now that she's decided to stay in the animal village. So she's going to teach me a song, since I have the ocarina as well. So, got about like 30 seconds of downtime here. So yeah, y'all enjoy this song. Alright, gotta make sure not to say no here. Otherwise she'll sing the song again. Or like teach you the song again, and that wastes like 30 seconds. So make sure you say yes. Alright, and through the warp. So I'm gonna make my way to Dungeon 4 after doing all that mid-game cleanup there. I'm gonna try a swag strat. If I fail it once, then I'll maybe give up. Okay, I got it. The French bonks, or le bonks, as the community calls it. So yeah, bonking across that first gap is it's kind of difficult. compared to the new backup routing, it only saves like 0.2 seconds though, so it's like mostly just for swag and saving a small amount of frames. Alright, I've hit it in every marathon so far this weekend, because I was running for a different marathon yesterday evening, which I ran any percent no wrong warp, not out of bounds, and then I ran Metroid Zero Mission. Yeah, maybe about like 18 hours ago. I did back-to-back runs. So I'm about to do back-to-back runs again right now for the same 2 games. Alright, so reason why I went in and out of that cave was to set the save point, so I wouldn't have to backtrack after putting the angler key into the keyhole. So an important trick coming up here. Obstacle skip. I actually failed it. Run's not valid. I'm just kidding. So yeah, you can actually like jump around that obstacle instead of running through it. Saves like quarter of a second to get it. I'll get a second chance at it. Hey, this marathon's been pretty fun. Yes and no. But would you like to repeat that question again? Alright, so the reason why I did a set up a save point into that cave. So there is actually like 2 different routes that you can do. The one I'm gonna do is a little faster. Well, technically it's a little faster, but you're more likely to lose time, honestly, compared to the other strat. Because this one has some RNG dependency to it. So kind of difficult trick, which usually is a run killer. Called Early Rooster Skip. So normally there's a rooster you need to use to fly over here. Or fly across this pit, but you do a bunch of tricks to try and skip the entirety of that. Hey, I got it first try. Nice. I think the second last marathon I did, I failed this for like more than 5 minutes, and I went over estimate because of that. So I'm glad that I got that right away. Like I must have failed it like, I don't know, 15 times in a row. It was pretty bad. So glad I got that. And also I didn't really take that many pauses, so it actually like wasn't it was like a good amount of time saved there. That was nice. Oops. Alright, I guess I'm taking this part slow. So normally you can just shoot a bomb arrow to blow up that rock, but I was determined to show off the kind of new strat there. So you can do like a kind of like a Jesus jump and clip yourself into the block and push that block through the cracked block instead of blowing it up. So you can like push it and grab that key. Normally, if you get it with a frame perfect buffer onto the water, then it actually saves 1 second. And additionally, it saves shooting bomb arrows, so you know it saves 1 bomb and 1 arrow. So here is a flipper, a single flipper. Yeah, so if you didn't notice, I did like a cross jump, and I also did a Jesus jump to skip a lot of the dungeon, including skipping the mini boss too. So this dungeon is incredibly short because of like, you know, it's all water and you can do Jesus jumps instead of like needing to navigate around and then get the flippers and all that. So there I did a P-hat clink. I did the easy version though, of the strat. So it doesn't lose much time over the cooler strat, so yeah, it's fine. Oh, oops. Alright, don't blink for this boss. So yeah, I just kind of destroyed him with 3 hits. So I did a spin slash right before I paused, and then just shoot 2 bomb arrows downwards, and you can quick kill that boss. Also, changing changing equips to the bomb arrows also skip the boss's text, so it is also convenient for a small time save there. Which, yeah, I completely forgot to mention, usually when I'm entering dungeons as well, usually I'm doing a menu when I first enter because, it skips the text of, telling you, like, the dungeon that you entered in. Anyways, the true best song. There is a community debate about the best song. So there's the song I'll get later, if you can even call it a song. Some people say is the best song. And the little fish dancing is really cute. Alright, so Mambo's Mambo actually allows you to teleport to a specific spot on the map when you use it. We do use it exactly twice for this category. Most other categories you like don't even get the ocarina, so you like don't even get any of the songs at all. So you do make use of the ocarina like twice in this run. And yeah, that really hidden heart piece in the water there, where you gotta dive down to grab it. And now more things going on. This ghost is following me all of a sudden. So after you beat Dungeon 4, and you go south enough on the world map, then this ghost will follow you. He wants you to bring him to his house and then to his grave after, and he won't let you enter dungeons when he's following you. So we need to complete the side quest. Normally you skip him in other categories, but we do need him for one picture, unfortunately. So, bomb trigger here to skip most of the trade sequence, like a pretty long trade sequence. So here in the Japanese version, you get the mermaid's bra. In the English version, they made it a necklace instead. So, mermaid in Martha's Bay lost her bra, and you're supposed to help her look for it. It's part of a trade sequence. So I got, like, the penultimate item in the trade sequence, I think. So trying to skip a cutscene here when giving back her bra. Because she gives you the scale, mermaid scale, which opens up a statue. It took me 4 buffers, so I saved about half of the possible time save. Not too bad. And now I'm going to be doing a kind of difficult trick called Zora Bump. So I needed to bump onto a specific, onto a specific tile, or a specific pixel, sorry. There you go. That was actually pretty good. Got it unbuffered too. Because the top spawn, we don't have a buffered strat anyway for it, so you have to actually just be good at timing it. What that does is give us the magic lens, which normally we're supposed to read the book in the library to know the secret path to get to the final boss, but we're actually not going to do that. Oh, I forgot where I was going. Whoops. Okay, I was still fast enough to not have an extra swim cycle from this mouse. So, it's important, after I get this picture from this cutscene, gotta make sure that I don't pause or don't open my menu, because for whatever reason, it won't get added into your inventory if you pause after this cutscene. So, otherwise you would have to go back in there and watch the cutscene again. So, make sure not to open your menu after that picture. So it could invalidate a run. Alright, so now, ooh, that bomb fairy got me. Yeah, so here's the ghost's house. I needed to bring him back. I think it's for nostalgic reasons or something. I'm not too sure. I haven't played this game in English in a long time, so I actually don't remember. So yeah, this ghost friend. And now another part of 100% completion. We want to, excuse me. So this guy will trade whatever item you have on the B button. So trading away the shovel since we don't need it anymore. So that he will give. Oops, so that he'll give the boomerang. Oh, and yeah, I guess this would be a good time to talk about how menuing is not static in this game. So you have the freedom of choice of putting like items on your A or B button for equips, and the actual slots in your inventory you can place items like anywhere. So having a menu route is actually like important for saving time, so that you can just do it off of muscle memory. So I don't have like a fully like practiced menu route, so it's definitely part of why I'm not among the best. It's not the only reason, just part of. Alright, so gonna issue another flashing lights warning coming up for Mad Batter number 2. So yeah, I'll tell you when you can look again if you have a light sensitivity at all. So you gotta say no again because you don't want to upgrade the powder, and then say yes to the second one to upgrade your arrows capacity. So if you ever upgrade your powder as your first or second choice, that pretty much is a run killer. Like in a marathon, I would probably have to just go and like buy. What am I doing here? Go and like buy bombs or something, bombs or arrows, but yeah, and like an actual like in a normal speedrun, probably just reset if I ever made that mistake. Alright, and so finally bringing back to the ghost back to his grave, and then get talked to by the owl. Don't remember why. Nice bat emote. Alright, and so, if there has been any donations for the red versus blue tunic, yeah, I gotta be closing that up pretty soon, because I'm about to enter the color dungeon, and when I beat it, then, I gotta choose a tunic. Oh, mistakes. Alright, there you go. Oops, there you go. So yeah, you can grab that heart piece because the Z-axis is kind of jank in this game, so you can like grab it through that boulder. There's like multiple ways to like cheese getting that heart piece though, but it's just like one of many ways. Alright, so for this blue guy, you gotta choose the second option. He asks what color he is, which is blue. This guy, you gotta choose the first option, that he's red. Alright, if you want to make a poll instead, if people can't afford to donate, I guess, then you can choose a color. Or or people can type in chat if they want as well. Sparky wanted red? Okay. Alright, if anyone else wants to decide what which I'm gonna pick, red versus blue. Oh, that was a mistake. Alright, so coming up to this mini boss in a bit. First I'm gonna try a trick called Zoomerang. I didn't get it though. It doesn't lose time to go for it really, but it Saves a small amount of time if you get it. And looks cool. Alright, so we're 1-0 for red versus blue. So this is just the mini-boss. This dungeon is not over yet. So yeah, you can get up close to him, and just drop 6 powders on him real quick. Alright, and here I'm gonna save and quit, and then hard reset. Everyone wants me to struggle picking red. I'm down for it. So the reason why I hard reset after that save and quit is that, so this rupee cache over here, which is worth 5 rupees per pickup on the ground. So I need to get 300 rupees to learn the Frog Song of Soul. So the third and final song. And with that pickup, or with that hard reset, it makes those rupees in that room spawn. So it's like the fastest way to collect a lot of rupees quickly. So as you saw, I was able to get like up to 300 in like 2 visits. So I've got the bingo room, which does have randomness a little bit. Like these guys' spawn positions and which direction they're moving is random, so it can make it a little more or less difficult. That wasn't too bad. Ideally, I would have wanted to get the 2 green ones into the same hole, so I wouldn't have to have pushed the other green one to the top left. And this boss has some kind of puzzle to him, but whatever, we're just gonna try and hit him with like 4 arrows to kill him. Alright, so the cutoff pretty much is right now for red versus blue tunic. So, looking like red, once I talk to this fairy. Alright, so is it finals 2-0 for red? Alright, there it is. So yeah, the difference is definitely in the red. So yeah, the difference is red tunic doubles your sword's power. Unfortunately, for most enemies, it doesn't stack with the level 2 sword, which I'll be getting soon. It also gives this like huge knockback effect when you hit enemies, which a lot of times it's actually not a good thing, because you don't want to have to like chase after them after hitting them. Additionally, with that knockback effect, similar to Piece of Power, for some reason it gives enemies like a ton of invincibility frames when you hit them, if they can survive a hit from it. Alright, so you do that gap jump there to skip needing the hookshot here. So normally you're supposed to come here after beating Dungeon 5 at least. But yeah, you can just jump across. So now doing the signpost maze, so following the arrows from each of these signposts that says like, go this way, go this way, go this way. So you just gotta read the right one in the direction that it's pointing, and it's very important not to accidentally read the same sign twice, because if you're trying to like close the text box by pressing like A or B, then it's pretty easy to accidentally like double read the sign. And it loses so much time because you have to start over from the beginning of that little maze if you read it wrong. Like read the wrong sign. Alright, so here's Frog Song of Soul. Worst song in my opinion, but people do say best song. Yeah, we're from Mario Bros. 2 USA. It's just randomly here. So, got about 30 seconds of downtime. Well, I'll let y'all listen to the song. Alright, and there's the third and final song collected. Now to get out of here. So, another low-key heart piece that is pretty easy to miss. the moat heart piece. So around the moat at the front of Candlelit Castle, you can there's a heart piece for you to collect, but it's tied with like a long amount of swimming, as you can see. That I'm just swimming and swimming and swimming. Because you got to go all the way around from the back to the front of the moat, and then dive in a specific spot, just randomly, and there's a heart piece hidden in there. And yeah, there's the heart piece. I think in the remake they removed that one and moved it somewhere else. I could be wrong though. Alright, and now... Oh, gotta grab the final picture. I almost forgot. So, gonna roll in by jumping into the door. So here's the 12th and final picture. Oh yeah, right. You need the magic lens to be able to see that Zora. I forgot about that. So I need it for that picture. Alright, so now I'm gonna be entering... Excuse me. I'm gonna be entering Armos Maze now. And, I guess the biggest trick I'm gonna be doing is, using the shield to bump these Armoses out of the way, rather than making them come alive and then killing them. Alright, gotta grab the final seashell over here. So there is more than 20 seashells normally in the game, but when you collect the level 2 sword, like the other locations that have seashells, they either disappear entirely or become rupees, so that's why we only need to collect 20 out of the, I think it's 26 seashells. Alright, I guess, since I got sword, or since I got red tunic, I'm gonna just use the sword to fight this guy. Whoa, this is kind of dangerous. Took a lot of damage. Excuse me, I keep coughing a lot. Even though I've been drinking water too. Yeah, I guess since I don't have the double the double defense from Bluetooth, so I made sloppy errors. They take quite a few hits. So I'm gonna clip into this wall to walk behind that Armos. Probably saw me walk through different Armos as well, using the same trick. Right? Stay hydrated, folks. I was trying to... Okay, I'm gonna just keep the boomerang here, because I really want to avoid dying. Because normally you would damage boost through this Armos, but alright, and I killed the bomb fairy there, so I collected some heart. Collected a fairy. If you throw a boomerang at that at the bomb fairy, he always drops a fairy. So yeah, those Armoses normally do 2 hearts of damage, so usually you have enough health that you can just take a hit and walk through it. But since I got hit by Armos Knight like twice or maybe 3 times, then I was pretty low on hearts because of that. Because Armos Knight does like 1.5 hearts of damage per hit, and I got hit a couple times, so that was dangerous a little bit. The thing 100% having boomerang does make it fairly safe. Alright, true skills. I'll just be holding up and left to get through this whole section. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, so level 2 bracelet. Actually, in other categories, usually we do Dungeon 6 before Dungeon 4. So we do it pretty early because getting the level 2 bracelet for some reason skips the flag for the ghosts to appear. So in non 100% categories, you usually want to skip the ghosts. So, but yeah, since we need the ghosts for this category, then that's why you did Dungeon 4 first. Oh, what? I'm so dumb. Yeah, so what I did was I accidentally put sword on A. There's also a pretty pretty fun community debate about sword on A versus sword on B. Normally I use sword on B. Since I mismenued there, then I buffered my feather instead of my... Yeah, I buffered my feather instead of buffering my sword there. Because the strat to kill those all those wizards with one bomb is a little more difficult with Red Tunic because of the knockback effect. So I was trying to specifically time when to just buffer the sword. Alright, and doing this dungeon backwards, thanks to super jumps being really broken, I was able to get the Nightmare Key early and then backtrack. It's now RNG with horse heads. First try! The double. The previous marathon, I think, had first try as well. So I didn't even like really talk about like the RNG of horse heads. I mismenued, I realized. That's supposed to have bombs on. There you go. I forgot, also a byproduct of getting the red tunic, when Link would lift objects, like rocks and stuff, and pots, then he would pick them up faster when he had level 1 bracelet. But now that I've already gotten level 2 bracelet, then that it doesn't affect it now. Sorry, I paused there for a moment when talking because I was listening for a specific audio cue in the music. So yeah, this boss, if you noticed, I got 3 hits really early on. His hitbox, for some reason, is active before he actually like spawns in on the screen, so you can just get like 3 free hits. All right, bomb boys. So that's just a little fun thing to do. And a rainbow explosion there. Alright, gonna try to bomb trigger here to skip the owl landing. I missed it. Saves like 2 seconds. Alright, and so now that I should have 20 seashells, I'm gonna go into the seashell mansion to get the level 2 sword. This is why we do Dungeon 6 first, because we don't really need level 2 sword for anything. Before doing Dungeon 5. Also, that cutscene where the bar was going up to count my seashells is also RNG. There's a varying length of time that it can take for the bar to go up. Like, my PB compared to the world record run, like, I lost like 5 seconds from just like cutscene RNG there on that specific cutscene. It's pretty funny. It's, the bar counting up, like mine, it stopped for a bit at one point, and then it like started like moving up slowly, like after. Alright, so Dungeon 5. Ooh, good RNG on the Helmosaur. Moving to the right. So I was able to spin slash him through his mask. For whatever reason, when he's moving in the same direction as you. So here I'm going to be doing a trick, which is also another kind of run killer. At least out in like high level. So the trick itself is not difficult at all. But it's 50-50 whether you'll get it or not. And it didn't work the first time. So I think it's frame rule dependent or subpixel dependent. I forget which. So I'm gonna stand on this specific pixel. Oh, second try. Alright. 50-50. Yeah, stand on that specific pixel and then buffer jump and throw the boomerang out of the pause. And transition on the screen while collecting that key. And when the key gets pulled into the other room, you get the hook shot instead. Because the room where I got it in is where you're normally supposed to beat Master Stolfos 4, and he drops the hook shot. So pulling the key into there makes you collect the item that's intended for that room. So here's Master Stolfos 1, which is the only one that'll actually fight in this category. So normally you're supposed to hit him 3 times and then he'll run away. But you can overkill him with bomb arrows. And if you overkill him, he also drops a key. And the mini-boss music doesn't stop playing either. Until you change submaps or something, or change the music. So damage boosted off that blooper. And there's a nightmare key. So, pretty much prepared to go to the boss. There are some more skips, thanks to a clip coming up in a bit. So I'm gonna clip here and hookshot into this pot repeatedly, and it's gonna pull me through those blocks. Which skips the mini-boss to the left, which is Goma, 2 Gomas. Which are also kind of RNG mini-bosses, so skip them, just like in every other category. Alright, so here's part of why Red Tunic usually on average loses time. This boss, Slime Eel, he takes 8 hits to kill, like, no matter how many upgrades you have. So because of Red Tunic giving extra iframes when you hit him, then you can only really hit him like up to 4 times if he spawns. Oh, okay, yeah. If he spawns if he spawns on like the far side relative to you, so it is like 50-50 whether he'll like be spawned close to you or away from you. And because of that, yeah, it's pretty much random whether you'll be able to kill him in 2 cycles or 3 cycles. So I killed him in 3 cycles since he spawned close on the first spawn. But what's also risky is that on the 3rd cycle, if you, I think, on his 3rd cycle, if he took more than 5 damage, then there's a chance he might give you a fake snake when you pull him out of the wall. And you have to like wait for it to explode and wait for another cycle every time that happens. So you can lose like an indefinite amount of time if you get unlucky. So yeah, they're using Mambo's Mambo yet again. But warp out of here. So yeah, making my way to Dungeon 7. So I already did early Rooster Skip to get the bird key to unlock Dungeon 7. So I did it way back a while ago. If you don't do early Rooster Skip, you could just do Rooster Skip at this point of the run. And it's a lot easier with hookshot, doing a trick called hookshot jumping, where you, oh, what am I doing? Where you jump into... If you hook shot while you're over a pit, you can there's one frame where you can jump afterwards. So, oh, and there's the obstacle skip. I got 1 out of 2. My redemption. And yeah, with that you can like jump over the long empty pit, which skips getting the flying rooster that you normally need to wake up with Frog Song and Soul. Back in Mabe Village. And we never visit the village again, so it would be pretty slow to backtrack. And go through the cutscene of waking up the bird and all that. So yeah, just pretty slowly making my way up to Dungeon 7. Since I have everything I need. Could also do a hookshot jump here in that pit, but I'm not very good at doing unbuffered hookshot jumps, so I would probably just waste time trying to go for it instead of saving a small amount of time. Oh, what am I doing? I was supposed to equip the bracelet over my hookshot, not my boots, but it's okay. Just walk up the stairs instead of dashing. Hey, glad you're enjoying it. Been having fun, especially now that I've gotten past the technical issues. Or, well, internet issues, really. So anyway, the marathon that I was doing yesterday, I had to stream on like 6,000 bit rate as well. And I had like no issues like the whole way through. Running 2 games too. Now we're back to being smooth here anyway, so it's like tech issues are a sign of good luck. They always happen. Yeah, since I play... Oh wait, actually I should talk about how I'm cheesing this by bomb triggering breaking these pillars instead of using the metal ball. Which casually, using the metal ball is a pretty frustrating puzzle to get through. So like, a lot of people who play this game for the first time probably remember the pain of figuring out how to do the main gimmick of this dungeon. But yeah, what I was gonna say was that, yeah, since I play Smash Bros. Melee competitively, I've also done commentary a lot for events. And, sometimes it's like a tech issue immediately, like, as the first game starts, when you're gonna commentate. It's, like, pretty funny. It's like, you know, tech setup said, like, everything was fine, like, the night before when they did everything, and then it's just, like, first moment that start a match, and it's like, you know, one of the screens goes off, and, like, all this stuff. Like, sometimes it just happens. It's life. So yeah, there I did a Goomba surf. I should have been talking about that trick. So, jumped off that Goomba like Mario intended. By super jumping when the Goomba was moving to the right. So that trick is RNG because you need it to move to the right specifically for you to have like a reliable setup. And there I got to do kind of swag strat with using the sword beams. Sword beams to screen wrap on the bottom. So, since after my last save and quit, I never visited a screen with, I never visited any of the screens with a warp tile, and for whatever reason, that makes the bottom of that screen in the boss fight not solid, so you can kind of screen wrap your projectiles when the bird is off screen. Normally you just use hookshot to stunlock him, but since I had full health with level 2 sword, I was able to use the sword beams instead. So I just wanted to show that off for the swag. Because it's not often that I'll be at full health for that part, so... But I was lucky enough that in the first key that I grabbed in that dungeon, the anti-fairy that I killed with the boomerang dropped a fairy. So I got healed to full health. So now I'm going to do a trick called Zoomerang. Oh crud, I messed up. Alright, there you go. So, yeah, if you dash into a wall, and then if you have Boomerang on B specifically, then you can buffer a jump and throw the boomerang. If you throw the boomerang on the same frame that you jump, then yeah, Link can zoom in the other direction, or in another direction. I meant to say. What am I doing here? Searching for menu items. Alright, final mad batters. So again, flashing lights warning. If you need to look away now, let you know when to look back. I think I forgot to mention when to start looking again the other time. So yeah, just say yes to the first option. The only option. Alright, you can look. So yeah, you don't really need the powder, or ideally shouldn't need the powder, but it's just part of completion, basically. Whoop. Now another trick called flame skip. So by clipping into the wall and running into the flame, because you're clipped, you won't get pushed backwards when you take damage. So you can use your invincibility frames to run through that flame. Normally you're supposed to use level 2 shield to like block the flames as you like move forward. Well, that's slow. In this category, I even actually have level 2 shield, but it's still faster to do flame skip anyway. Alright, jump in here. Super jump over this wall, which will skip a ton of this dungeon. Compounded with another trick called bookshot clip. So, called bookshot because we need the hookshot on B specifically. So if you hookshot and jump on the same frame, with hookshot on B particularly, then Link gets pulled into stuff when he hooks onto it faster than normal, and you can pull yourself and clip into that wall, or into that key block, and skip like needing to use a key there. And there's Blano, dies in 2 spin slashes thanks to level 2 sword. And here's the magic rod. Not the fire rod, magic rod. It sets things on magic, not fire. Oh, I missed that jump. Alright, so we did a naked super jump over this wall this time. And then I'm going to do a trick called lava swim. Which, so I'm going to slash my sword to set my sub-pixels correctly when I transition. And that makes Link bypass the damage counter on the lava. And because the lava is also like a liquid, you can like swim in the water once you bypass the damage plane. And that's the final heart piece. Pretty much just need the heart container from this boss, and then we'll have all the items for completion. So here's a cue ball. Again, level 2 sword, able to just kill him in two spin slashes. And I've got the Roomba room. I need to fill in all the holes for this puzzle. There's a ton of different ways to do this puzzle, so the guide on there's a Google Doc guide made by a runner named Xander, and he had like three examples on it, so I just like picked one of them, so I just used that one. Because it doesn't really save time how you do it. Just depends on how close you get to the chest at the end of it. So, Jesus jumped to clip into the wall, then super jumped over to get to the boss door. Oh. Got pretty good RNG on his spawn. Oh no, but I executed poorly. Yeah, so there's Hothead. He actually does have zones that he can move into that where when he takes hits, the damage doesn't count. So that's why I sometimes just stopped. And here's a visual for you. I'm not gonna say what it is. Family friendly stream. Just holding out the magic rod. Alright, so almost on the run, pretty much collected everything, so now we just need to go to the windfish egg and open it up. And what was I gonna say? So yeah, even in other categories, once you reach this point of the run, as usual, bomb triggers are really broken, so you can actually just bomb trigger the song instead of actually using the ocarina with the Ballad of the Windfish. Alright, there it is. So, got about 40 minutes or 40 minutes. I think like 40 seconds or so for the song. So I just saw I'm gonna be running 3 games for another marathon. They released the schedule just now, so I took a look. So it'll be Zero Mission, this game, and Mario RPG. So that's cool. But anyways, during that downtime, I was also opening a app. So there's a web app and a mobile app. This app is called Ballbuster. So the reason that I have it is for the second phase of the fight, you can actually manipulate the RNG to get favorable luck. Alright, and so I never read the book in the library with the magic lens, so the default path is left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. Only if you never read the book. Otherwise, you gotta do whatever path that the book tells you if you ever read it. So I'm gonna try to bomb trigger. There you go. Bomb trigger to skip the music, and there's also like a text at the start of the fight. It takes like the text loses like 12 seconds alone, so it's like really long. And the music doesn't play, which music actually rolls RNG, so it's actually pretty important to skip the music with the bomb trigger. So now I've got Aghanim phase. So I'm standing in specific pixels here for cycle 3 and 4 to make him shoot an energy ball at me, because otherwise it'd be 50-50 whether he'll shoot an energy ball or a blue ball. And doing this stun lock a little different because I have red tunic. Normally you can just spam sword slashes a lot and kill him. Alright, so you're gonna try a trick. It's not a comfortable frame for me though. Oh, actually got it. Nice. Alright, so you're gonna see some weird stuff happen right now. You can see that bat that's frozen? It's magic. Alright, and time is coming up when I reach the top of the stairs and the screen fades to white. So, time. Yeah, so I guess to explain that trick, Death Eye skip. What I did was play a song with the ocarina in the Ganon phase on the same frame that the bat was supposed to fly. And the bat freezes in place, and when you get to Death Eye, the final phase, the game spawns the bat as Death Eye with 0 HP. until the game's like, oh, he's supposed to be dead, so he just dies. Death Eye, the fake Death Eye, dies before the real one spawns, and that causes the end trigger to play with like the stairs and everything. All right. Anyways, so with that, I should definitely wrap up this game. Gonna be moving on to Metroid Zero Mission. Oh, also, what was the end time? I don't have the stream up. Not too bad. My PB is 121.13. Compared to world record's like 116.47 by TGH. So got a long way to go to improve at this game. Okay, yeah, I'll try to pull up my commentator for Metroid Zero Mission and get back to you.